Ethereum name service, Nick Johnson.
So I'm Nick Johnson, the lead developer for ENS, and I'm here to tell you about what we've done in the last year. This, as you can see, is a perfectly ordinary MyEtherWallet instance. This is on the internet, public internet. You can see it's connected to Ropsten. As you know, MyEtherWallet has had support for ENS names since day one. What it hasn't had is the support to resolve these names. It's correctly resolving an ENS address for an XYZ domain. And to figure out how this works, we need to take a bit of a diversion and talk about DNSSEC. DNSSEC establishes a chain of trust from the root key, which is signed by ICANN, and down through each key. So we start off knowing only the hash of the root key of DNS, and this is coded into a smart contract oracle. Given the hash of that key, we can pass in the actual key, we can verify that it matches the hash, and we can add it to our set of trusted records. And given that key, we can now verify any record that is signed with that key. So in this case, it's the hash of the root key for the XYZ top-level domain. And given that, then we can recognize the key, and so on and so forth. So next we can recognize the key for ethlab.xyz. Given that, we can recognize the hash for the key, and then the key itself. And finally, we can validate a signed text record containing an Ethereum address. So this is how the overall system works. Given that chain of trust established previously, users can submit proofs to a DNSSEC oracle on the chain, and the proof is exactly what we saw earlier. For any records that it doesn't know about, it contains the record and it contains a signature verifying its accuracy. Once they've done that, the user can call the registrar, the new DNSSEC registrar, which has a claim function. The registrar then queries the oracle and says, is there a text record for the name they are trying to claim? And it responds with any text records, and the registrar passes those text records to determine any ENS addresses. If it finds one, Ethereum addresses. If it finds one, it checks it against the caller, checks that the person who is calling the registrar is in fact the address specified, and if they are, then it calls ENS and sets the record in ENS. And this is now fully functional on the Ropsten test network. You can register an DNS domain. Thank you. So initially, for testing purposes, we're starting only with the .xyz top-level domain, and we're grateful to them for cooperating with us on this.